What is up, guys? Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you 10 expert rules for destroying your competition in wholesaling real estate. If you're looking to beat your competition, absolutely destroy them in your wholesaling real estate business, especially as a beginner starting out, if you're doing in-person wholesaling, virtual wholesaling real estate, really any type of wholesaling out here, I'm going to show you exactly today how you can destroy your competition, talk to your motivated sellers for the best prices possible, and really how you can make your first six figures. And honestly, if you're trying to beat your competition making six figures, how to turn that into seven figures. What is up, guys? Ginn here, and I've done over 1,000 real estate wholesaling deals, and I'm ready to show you exactly how to become the best wholesaler possible and how to become the best wholesaler in your own business. So if you're looking for 10 ways to beat your competition, this is going to be it. If you have ever bought a wholesaling course, this will literally be 10x more results. You'll actually learn how to make more money doing this. And most importantly, you'll learn how to become the best wholesaler possible. So if you're excited, ready to go to learn wholesaling real estate and just destroy your competition, we're ready to go. So I really appreciate everybody. I had a little technical difficulties on here. As you can see, we've upgraded some camera equipment, and I am a wholesaler. So guess who won that fight? But at the end, I was able to go on here and talk to you guys. So it's all fine. So we're going to do some one-on-ones. We're going to help the people out today, and we are going to make sure everyone can learn wholesaling real estate. So appreciate everybody on here, and ready to help the people out. So let's talk about this and let's get into it. And before we get into it, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and comment below your questions. And I'm here to help you become the best wholesaler you possibly can be. So let's talk about it. You want to be your competition. You want to beat them. You want to make more money than them. You want to become more successful than them. Then you want to do better than them. Here's the problem. There's a lot of competition out there in wholesaling real estate. And the way I like looking at competition is like sports teams, or if you look at people fighting and things like this, if you look at the greatest champions of all time, right? Like the greatest ones. So who is one of the greatest basketball players of all time? My personal opinion, it is Michael Jordan. I absolutely love Michael Jordan. When you look at Michael Jordan, he got cut from his high school basketball team. He was at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to NBA prospects. Getting cut from your own high school team, that ain't good. How is he able to dominate his competition in the state of North Carolina as a high schooler and actually become successful? Guess what he did? He got better. And he got better more. He got more better every single year than his competition around him. And that's the first thing I want people to understand is you don't have to become this great wholesaling expert in under a year. All you have to do is just get better every single day. And once you get better every single day, it's going to lead to you getting more successes. 1% better every day is 3x more results. And so that's, I think, the first thing we got to understand. If we're going to be the Michael Jordan of wholesaling, right now we're cut from our high school basketball team. Next year, we're going to train like crazy and then get on the basketball team. And then we're going to try to become from a bench warmer to a starter, from a starter to a superstar, from a superstar to a bench player in college, to a bench player to a starter in college, to a superstar in college, to being a rookie, and then on and on and on. Everybody thinks it's like this crazy ramp of success and like it just go from 0 to 100. It's not like that. And if you're a brand new wholesaler, you're going to be a little discouraged from the competition. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, there's so many crazy good wholesalers around me. And here's the first thing you guys got to understand. I was once this person. I was the beginner in wholesaling real estate. I was the person just starting out. I was the person who had no skill sets. I was the person that was nervous to talk to people. I was the person that didn't understand comps. I was that person. I was 17 years old. How am I able to go to the point now where I can destroy any single person up to date in the whole country on an appointment? And honestly, I am, because I'm the person that does live cold calls. But like, how can I do that? Because I just have conversations with sellers and I don't care what anyone else has to say. So what I want to tell you is I became from being broke to 7 figures a year to making a ton of money in wholesaling because I'm not scared to get better. And if you're watching this video, you are not scared to get better. You're doing something today to make you a better wholesaler. So I commend you for that. And I commend everybody for that, right? So let's talk about this and let's get into the 10 tips. So guys, if you're wanting like a 5-minute video on how to beat your competition, this isn't it. If you want to beat your competition in wholesaling real estate, you're going to have to follow these 10 tips. And I don't really have many tips outside of the 10. I was thinking about, I was like, what are the tips I can give to people, help them? Like, this was it. Like, it wasn't crazy. It wasn't this crazy different thing. It's very simple. So let's just get into it and let's just start talking about it. So number 10, stop worrying and caring about your competition. How do you beat them? How do you beat your competition in wholesaling? You act like they don't exist. And until someone acknowledges the fact, your seller, that this competition exists, we are going to do just the simple thing of just not caring. And it seems kind of weird to say, but if you imagine your competition just doesn't exist and you just focus on the person in front of you in the mirror, you will eventually make more money in wholesaling. This is a shocking statement. This is a statement that will make everybody go crazy, but it's the honest truth. If you just care about becoming a better wholesaler every single day, you will make more money. If you care about talking to more sellers every single day, doing more marketing, doing more follow-ups, and you just that mind time you're spending on your competition is being put away, you'll do better. When your competition is talking smack about you, you don't even pretend like they're even there. Okay. You look at the top companies of all time, like I'm going to use the Apple, example is they had Apple versus PC commercial. So that's not the best example for it now looking back at it, but like Apple doesn't really have to tell you that why you should use Apple, an iPhone over an Android. They don't do that. They used to do that, but like they don't for the past 15 years since I've been really alive, 23 years, like for the past 10 years, no one's ever tried to convince me that the iPhone is superior from Apple. This is it. And if you want it, take it. If you don't, not, right? And people choose the iPhone every single time because what they say speaks volumes. This is why when you try and talk to an Android guy, they will try to convince you a million times why you have to use Android. And it's always kind of funny because they try to convince you and all that. And I'm not saying anything bad about the Android guys, but it's like, you're trying to convince me way harder than the Apple guys. And I kind of just want to go with the Apple because they're not pushing it too hard. And the thing is, every time I have competition or I talk to somebody in my market and they're like, oh, but John Smith offered me more money. Oh, I don't know who John Smith is, but is John Smith here buying your house? Because if he was serious, he'd go buy it right now. I know he said it over the phone, but is he here in person? Or does he have the funds right now ready to go? Because I'm ready to go. I just don't want you to deal with somebody that's going to lollygag all day and not get anything done. I'm ready to go help you out right now today. And the thing is, your competitions, they're not there. And so stop caring about them. It's being in front of somebody right now and giving them cash, right? And so when we talk about wholesaling real estate, it's like the used car dealership. And some people don't like that analogy. Some people think that analogy is a little weird, but honestly, I'm telling you the truth, that analogy is probably the best one to do because a used car dealership, if you're using Benny Ford or you're using Sally Ford, and they're both Ford dealerships and they're going to trade in your truck. If I'm going to get $9,000 here or $8,750 there, it doesn't, when you're trading in, you're trading in for speed and convenience. You're not trading in for the most money because you would get the VIN number, you'd go meet someone behind a Starbucks, you do the whole transaction. That's what you would do if you were going to go that full approach. Like you're going to do that full thing. And just telling you the truth, like you're not going to be doing that. All right. Really. Like, so you're just speed and convenience, kind of like a pawn shop. How does somebody choose to sell their gold or something at a pawn shop? I'm just going to tell you the honest truth. Whatever one's closest to them. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like most wholesalers are going to be in the same range of prices. No, I'm always a little lower than everyone, but like it's not that crazy. And once you start realizing that, you're going to realize pretty quick that if you just get in front of the seller, the competition doesn't matter. And the biggest secret I can tell you, and this is going to be a shocker for most people just saying this, but it's the honest truth. Your seller absolutely does not care how much money you spent on marketing. As long as you are in front of them right now, giving them an offer, that's it. Like, stop caring about anything else. Like, if you're in front of the seller right now, they don't care that Johnny B has a mustache and a deeper voice and he's older. Like, it doesn't matter. And if you're a young wholesaler and you're like me, 17, 18 years old, and you're a little worried, hey, it's okay. I've been there, done that. I'm going to tell you what to say. And we're going down the line right now. Like, I'll tell you, but don't be freaking out over this. And I can tell you a lot of wholesalers are freaking out over this. It's okay. All right. I can tell you, don't freak out over your competition. As somebody that was broke, that beat his competition, I can tell you exactly what to do. Number 9. Now this is very, I can see this is a contradicting statement, and this is why I put them together so you understand my context. Don't care about your competition in the context if don't act like they're out here and freaking out of your mindset. But when you are initially starting out, this sounds counterintuitive, but I get it. Watch and study your competition. Don't care about them. Don't care or don't worry about them, but I want you to watch and study them. Okay. And what do I mean by this? If you are a beginner out here in wholesaling, and kind of like Michael Jordan, and we're using the Jordan approach because I'm in my Jordan year. I'm 23 years old, so I'm using my Jordan, But I mean, LeBron too. He's 23, so call him my LeBron year. But like, if Jordan, let's talk about LeBron. LeBron looked at Michael Jordan and said, okay, I see what he did. If I want to get more points than him, I just don't need to quit basketball for like 4 or 5 years, right? Like it's pretty easy, but like no disrespect to him, but like all you have to do is look at your top competition. And this is how, as an entrepreneur, you make a ton of money. This is really simple. Find somebody that you want to be and just copy what they did. Do not invent something. Just copy what they did. Wholesaling, you can't really own anything. And just copy their methods and do what they do. So if you see this guy's making a ton of money with probates, start doing probates in your own market. I promise you, you will get some of his deals. And I tell a lot of people this, right? Like I've been using this example all week just because it's such a powerful example. But, shout out to Benji out here in Florida. He watched me and Rick scream on the top of our lungs about probates, like scream about probates. And he said, you know what? They keep talking about probates every single time I go in the one-on-one, tells me to do probates. And so what he did was he started doing the probate list. And guess what happens when he started doing the probate list? This is a shocker for everyone, but like once he started doing probates, he saw me do probates. He started doing probates. And then he got a $50,000 probate deal. First deal ever as a beginner. Check, $50,000. So like you want to be, and we're not in his competition. Like I'm not even in his market, but like you have to study what the people that are actually making money, not the ones that are faking. They got their chains and the Rolex and they got the Lambo and they're talking about it. Like not those people. Okay. Like talk about the legit people that are actually making a ton of money in this business. And you're going to see pretty quick that they stick to like 3 or 4 big lists, these marketing channels, and they use this kind of acquisition approach. And that's really all they do. They don't do anything crazy. They don't do anything like super different. They just keep this business really simple and really easy. And I think you need to just do that in your own business. Okay. Let's talk about number 8 here. Okay. So study your competition and do what they do, but still not caring about them. Number 8, focus on the seller, not the house. And so on the very rare instances where there might be a competition going to your house, right? And going to the house for the seller you're dealing with at the same time, before or after, how do you win on these? This is really simple. Like this is super, super simple, guys. Because I have an example where the seller had another wholesaler from, I'm not going to say who's, but pretty well known. Even some people on here probably know who it is. And they're so bad. Okay. They went and they came to see the seller. They brought a protractor and like all this construct. I don't even know this stuff. Okay. Like I got contractors. They'll bring their equipment. Like this guy had like a $2,000 leveler. It was like crazy, but like it was insane. But like that was one of my construction guys. But like this wholesaler was from a construction background, and he was going to buy the house, like just buy it cash to renovate it, fix and flipper type guy. But I consider him a wholesaler. He went and met with the seller. He spent like 5 minutes talking to the seller, questions about the property, and started measuring things and comping out his offer and doing like, oh, I'm giving you a perfect estimate to give you the best offer, what we can do, blah, 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 blah. Like stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. All right. Like straight up the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And he walks off and says he's got to calculate it. And this is what contractors do. I'm so livid from contractors because I've had so many contractors where they're like, I got to get back and calculate the estimate for you. Like just calculate it perfectly. That's what he told the seller. And the worst mistake ever. You got 19-year-old Zach. Come on. Like chef's kiss. It's done. All right. Like, come on. Like It's like putting me on a 3-point line, like on a 3-point and give me the ball, win the game. Like shot's going down. Okay. I don't miss from there. All right. Like I'm automatic. I go there. I legitimately spent probably 5 minutes looking at the house. I was there for an hour. We talked about their like the lady's family and where she's going to go in Tampa. Oh my gosh, your daughter went to that school. My sister go to that school right now too, like college in Tampa. Like that's what we talked about because she wanted to move to Tampa. Probate deal. Easiest, like I think 55 grand. I think I have a vlog on this on that deal, like really, really old vlog. I think I ended up making 55. I had it somewhere. Like it actually, I think it's one of the, yeah, it's on the vlog. I think it was a 55,000. I was 19 years old, but this was an old deal. But like, and she signed it right there because I gave her only because this is a true story. I had an offer in my hand and the other guy had to calculate it. I had another deal where the guy, like, that was a big franchisee guy. Another deal where I won on that one just because the person literally said, you cared about me more. But on the one example I'm telling you is literally all I had was because I gave him the offer and the guy before me didn't want to give an offer. He wanted to calculate it perfectly. That was it. And this was before I actually started conditioning sellers, and I'll get to that a little later. This was before I started conditioning sellers because I knew, oh my God, there's another wholesaler there. I better give an offer right now. I just gave the offer. Spat out a low ball, made 55 grand. Okay. Like 55 grand for a teenager is a lot of money. Okay. Like I'm just being honest. And this is right when I came back from college too. This is easy stuff, man. Like I'm telling everybody watching this, if you just care about the seller, not the house, you're going to win. And the house can't make a decision on selling the property, but the seller can. The house will tell you what your MAO is and your LAO, which we'll break down a little later next week. But like those only matter so much. The honest dang truth here is if you just care about the seller, their needs, and if you have to go lower on the price, you can see the house, but you talk to the seller, you can point it out and then use that as leverage and just give them a lower offer. That's all you got to do. And so remember, the seller can bring the price down, not the house. So having the seller on your side is more important than having the house on your side. The house needs a lot of work. It doesn't really matter, right? Like, honestly, I want everybody to watch this and truly understand that if you just focus on the seller, you're going to make more money. Okay. If you focus on the house, you're going to make less money. This is why it irks me so bad when people say, oh my God, Zach, oh my gosh, I got to calculate the perfect offer on this house and I want to get it to the penny on the Screw you. I'm just going to offer the lady 30 grand and see what she says. Okay. Like that's how I win because I just do it. Or like I love using basketball as an example because I love basketball because it's so similar to a lot of wholesaling where somebody gets the ball and they set like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but they set legit 3 seconds just setting up the perfect shot and somebody just blocks them and it steals the ball. Like if you just kind of get perfect, kind of set and just shoot, like it's the best you're going to do. All right. Like it's the best you're going to do. Number 7, kind of what I talked about before and kind of piggybacking what I said here, but this is super important, guys and gals, but this is just conditioning your sellers. And this just destroys your competition because why are people scared of their competition? And like, why are most wholesalers that are new scared of the competition and they're scared to talk to sellers and all these crazy times? And oh my gosh, it's insane. But like, why does conditioning your seller work so well? Conditioning your seller gets rid of, number one, the worst thing in the world in wholesaling, which is a seller giving you a maybe. We hate the maybes, right? And number 2, this eliminates your competition. Like they're not even there anymore. All right. And what I mean by this, most wholesalers are scared of the competition because they feel like some wholesaler is going to come out of the blue, like, you know, an angel with wings and hop down from the heavens and give a higher offer and have $4 billion in their bank account and pull up in an event door to show that they're rich, you know, and they think that that's what a seller wants. And I could tell you, a seller doesn't care how wealthy you are. If you have a nice suit, like that's kind of a little weird. All right. Like they love I'll give you one really big tip right here. Okay. This is like a $20,000 like mentorship mastermind thing, I would say, which I don't sell anything. So I can just tell you, Sellers love the family business thing. All right. When I was 20 years old, I made so much stinking stupid money by using my age. All right. It's like having an 8-year-old run a lemonade stand, like a cute little 8-year-old be at the front of a lemonade stand, and then the adults in the back. Would you like to buy some lemonade? And like cute kid doing it. You're gonna buy more lemonade. Like you want to get the kids some money, right? You feel bad. It's a family business. When I used to have sellers come to me and they used to say, "Oh, you're really young. Oh my gosh." And this is where most people get, "Oh my God, I'm done." Say, "Yeah, I'm pretty young. I'm actually 20 years old and I run this with my dad. My dad's actually been doing this for 20 years. I'm the person that just looks at the house. I kind of manage the things and he's got the cash for it." "Oh, it's a family business over 20 years. Wow. He must really know. Yeah, he's bought over these many properties, blah, 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 blah." He's like, "Wow. Huh, it's a family. You're a family man, family values. I like this guy." Boom. And then Jeff over here, who's kind of by himself, single family guy, like, is he cool? Like, he's not a family man like me, right? And so it's actually, you can use it to your advantage. And heck, you can, if you have a family member, say, "Hey, it's a family business," right now, right? Not why not? And so you can use that as your advantage. But let's talk about conditioning the seller. Okay. So why do most people, they think someone's going to sweep from the heavens and give a better offer? I've already told you, the seller cares about just giving an offer in their hand. But a lot of wholesalers are scared that they're going to talk to the seller and the seller says maybe, and then they go to somebody who's super sleek and professional, and then they close them, right? Someone's going to come by who's better at closing than me and win the deal. How do I eliminate that? I'm going to say something that's really destructive for myself. If you have to go against me in wholesaling, I'm saying this humbly, you're going to lose. Okay. Like if you're an in-person appointment and I have this in my CRM, and if I'm wholesaling, you're going to lose. I follow it more. I'm faster on the appointments, and I get a hug from the seller every single time when we talk about knitting or something. Okay. Like I'm perfect. Like I'm great with grandmas. All right. Like grandpas and grandmas, I'll talk to them all day. All right. We'll talk about the 1964 baseball team of the century. We'll talk about that. All right. Like whatever it is. All right. But how do you beat me? Let me tell you my big weakness, right? I can't be at a million places at once. The conditioning the seller is going to destroy me every single time. So what's conditioning the seller? Conditioning the seller is when you upfront, before you actually go in the appointment, you say, "Hey, Mr. Seller, before I go see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I just want to make sure, I don't want to waste your time or my time, but are you ready to make a yes or no decision on selling your property when I go there? I'm only going to be able to go to the property once, and I can't go there a million times because I'm dealing with all these other houses, and I'm only the money to buy maybe 1 or 2 houses. Like, is 1 o'clock, are you ready to make a decision on you selling your property, yes or no?" "Yes, I can make the decision, Zach." Boom. Guess what happens? You go there, you give the offer. "Well, John, I'm going to wait like a couple of weeks before I make the decision on selling the property. But hey, Mr. Seller, remember when you told me you were ready to make a decision? I know I'm a man of my word. I know you're a man of your word. I just thought we had a upfront agreement there." "We did, didn't we?" "Yeah, just go sell it." You know why? You commit that seller to make that decision right there. And that stops me coming by tomorrow and sweeping up that deal. It doesn't matter how slick I am as a salesperson. You got that seller to agree to an upfront decision. And in my thousands of times I made upfront decisions, I've had, I think, 50 say no, they can't. And I just didn't go in the appointment. And on top of that too, you don't want to waste your time with bad sellers. A bad seller will not be ready to make a yes or no decision. A great seller will. So that's conditioning your seller. Powerful tool, guys. I'm telling you, it's a very powerful tool. Let's talk about number 6 here. All right. This is Speed, Smile, Condition Care. SSCC. All right. This is a good acronym for wholesaling. This is one I've talked about my acquisitions of people for a little bit. I don't know if I've ever revealed this, but this is a Zach Ginn YouTube channel exclusive. So like to put some random stuff we don't put in Flip with Rick on here. So this is a cool one, but it's called SSCC. All right. When talking to a seller, you got to remember these things that you got to do. You have to be fast. So speed, get in front of the seller as quick as possible. Beat your competition with going on the seller, following up super fast. When you talk with them, make sure you have a smile. Everything's dandy, all great. And my customer service peeps out here that work customer service jobs, they know what I'm talking about. You just got to right? Like, yeah, customer service done plenty of that. So I just want everybody to understand when you're on the phone with a motivated seller, smile, just smile. I can tell you, if you smile with your motivated sellers, you will sound happier. You will sound with a better attitude. And if you don't have a weird, like fake tone, you're more likely to get the wholesaling deal. And so actually smiling and caring is going to lead you to more success. And conditioning, make sure you condition the seller, and C is care. This is a huge one. Legitimately care about your motivated sellers. Like seriously, care about what they have to say. Care about their needs. Care about where they want to go. Care about their dreams. Care about their family. Care about what line of work they do. Care about their recreation. Care about all this stuff, okay? I'll tell you one thing about caring and connecting with people. I've said this a million times. My sister's a nurse. She has saved way more lives than me, and she is way more of a hero than me and Rick. She's my sister, Rick's daughter, right? Love her to death. She's younger than me. She is getting her doctorate nurse practitioner right now, right? She works with oncology. She does a lot of elder care. She does a lot of great stuff. She's amazing. She was in the front lines of the panoramic. We all love her to death, right? I will give a shout out to her. I have made millions of dollars because my sister was a nurse. Because most families have some nurse in their family. Either they're a nurse, maybe their daughter's a nurse, or their granddaughter's a nurse, right? And when I was starting out in wholesaling, when I was 18, 19, 20, and some parts in 21, when I went on physical appointments before I had teams and everything, at least every 10, there was some person whose immediate family was a nurse. And I connected with them so well because my sister was a nurse. And I knew exactly the stress she was dealing with and all this stuff. And I was able to connect and care with them on a deep level. All right. My mom, she was a teacher. Great connection there. Right. And so I can tell you, I have a lot of close friends, close family members, like all these occupations, and I can use that to connect with the person. Right. And these aren't like ungenuine, like these are like genuine conversations. And so I was talking to someone, she works as a full-time caregiver, this seller. And I think she deals with older people. Like this is Florida, right? Regular stuff. And she's kind of like nurse. She wasn't a nurse, but like, you know what I mean? And she felt like with what I was talking with my sister, she's like, wow, like, I'm glad you sort of understand my struggle. Now you're not a nurse, but like you sort of understand it with your family. And I'm like, I'm not doing this to get us. Like I legitimately understand. Right. And she knew I understood. And that type of connection, something just like, man, this guy actually cares about what I have to say and actually cares about what I want in life and like helping me out. And, you know, like something really quick, like, trust me, like I know my sister's got to deal with, and she tells me this all the time. I know you don't want to go back and deal with this problem property with the stupid tenant all day that you inherited. Trust me, you probably worked a full shift. You know, my sisters used to work the night shifts. Like I get it, right? Like you get no, like family functions are crazy and all that. Like, wow, this guy actually like cares, right? And this is a lot. Like my one of my acquisitions managers, I think he had like 15 jobs. So like bartender, waiter, like all the crazy stuff. And so they can connect with people on a crazy level too. And the one thing I can tell you, and this is an advantage everybody watching this, some of my older folks, right? Because I'm talking about how the younger folks can help out some of my older folks out here. I don't have this connect. I just want everybody to understand this. I don't have any kids. All right. Maybe in the future, but like I got no kids right now. If I had a son or daughter, I could definitely connect with most sellers have a son or daughter, and most of them care about them, right? And so I can connect. I could probably help Scott more deals if I did that, right? My acquisitions managers do, so it makes it a lot easier. I love dogs. If a seller's got a dog, it's over, right? I want people to just have this in their head. Like, think of your strengths. And it's not as good as a wholesaler, but like, what do you like and what you can connect with, right? And it'll help you out so much. And so, yeah, that's it. So let's talk about number 5 here. Number 5, this is very important, but use your cash buyers, your partner, as credibility. Leverage your disadvantage with an advantage. And this is something not a lot of wholesalers do. But if your disadvantage is your age, right? I'm 17. Most people, 17-year-olds don't have $300K to go buy a house. What can my advantage be to offset that, right? the biggest advantage you can put on yourself here, and I want everybody to understand, like, the biggest advantage you have in wholesaling is if you have a cash buyer partner and they're your partner to buy it and they have $1 million in the bank, you plus cash partner equals $1 million. This is like saying, how do I know that you and this other guy on your pickup team is going to beat me and my buddy on playing pickup? Well, I can say this. Me and my partner on basketball, we've both won 4 NBA championships. It's like, what? They're like, yeah, my partner's LeBron James. Me and LeBron versus you and this other guy on 2-on-2 basketball. It's like, oh. Because now you're not looking at me. You're looking at me and my partner combined. And so now our credibility combined, we have 4 championship rings, right? Combined, we're average 6'5", right? And so it's like, it's kind of funny. He's like 6'7", right? I'm 6'1", so 6'5", right? 6'4". But like, it's like combined, the credibility is up. And so if you, let's say, are wholesaling from, I don't know, let's say Germany, and you're like, you're not from Greenville, South Carolina. Well, my partner is, so he can go see the house. I'm sort of the guy that calls the people up. I love this area. Where are you from? I'm in Germany, actually, and my partner's in Greenville. Like, oh my gosh, you're German? Oh, there's no way I could do deals. That doesn't happen, okay? Like, I want people to understand, like, that if your partner is there and they buy houses there, like, it doesn't matter. If you have an accent, oh my gosh, you have an accent. Will my accent, this is the best thing you can always say, will my accent, if I have the cash, me and my partner in the bank, affect me buying your house? Just say that, right? The richest guy in the world, Bernard Arnold, has an accent. He's the richest guy in the world. Does that make him any less money? Does that make him less of a cool person? No. Guys, I want people to understand, if you have an accent, that actually means you know more than one language. And that actually makes you way, way cooler than having no accent, only speaking one language, all right? Like, I got one language I can speak very well, okay? And so it's kind of a cool thing when I hear someone have an accent, because like, dang, this person knows more than one language. And so most people like don't judge off that, right? Because I think most people's family members have accents. Like my great grandparents had very thick European accents, and like whatever, like, right? Because they knew like 3 or 4 languages, right? And so I want you to understand this, that like your accent's not going to be a problem if someone in your partner doesn't have an accent, right? And that means you can speak another language. It's pretty cool. If you're young, just say this: hey, will my age, if me and my partner have the money in our bank account, affect me buying the property? I guess not. Well, then there's no more conversation to be had here, right? About my age. And it's all in your head. And I want you to understand this, that your accent, your age, your gender, like it's in your head. I want everybody to understand this legitimately in your heart. It is in your head. So let's go down the line here and just destroy your limiting belief in your mind. All right. Your age. I was 17, made 100K. Boom, done. Location. I make 7 figures a year, virtually wholesaling in Florida, outside of Florida. Done. Your accent. Richest man in the world's got an accent. And number 2, there's a lot of people with accents that make over 7 figures a year in wholesaling. So it's not the accent that's the problem. Oh, but I have a Middle Eastern Arabic accent. I know people with Arabic accents that do well. Oh, I have a Spanish accent. Like, I'm in Florida, so it's like no one even cares about a Spanish accent. It's kind of normal. And in Texas, that's fine. California, nobody cares. New Mexico, Arizona, that's like it doesn't even like register in people's minds usually. I'm so used to it that like it doesn't even register in my mind. I actually have a cousin. He's his mom's Cuban, and my uncle's like on my side of the family. And in Miami, sometimes you grow up like the first year only speaking Spanish, and like they have like I call Miami accents. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. I think Miami people can tell me they it's like a Miami accent. I don't know how to describe it. He's got a Miami accent. Like I'm just used to it, right? And so it's always funny, but like your accent, no one's going to care. All right. And I just want everybody to understand that like it's all in your head, that you can't go talk to a seller. Hey, Mr. Seller, I can offer you this. That is it. You market, you find somebody who wants to sell their property, you offer to buy their house, you sign a contract, you sell it to a cash buyer, closing day, money. That is it. Whatever you put in your mind to stop you from doing, oh, this list is too hard. This is too difficult. Anything you put in your mind to stop you from doing something that you're wanting to do, like it's just going to get in your way from success. It is just going to get into your way. Do not let your success be destroyed by your limiting belief in your mind. All right. Use your cash buyer and partner as credibility. Number 4, this is super important. Never stop following up. Never stop following up with your sellers. I want everybody watching this to understand this. Never stop following up with your motivated sellers. Don't do it. If you have somebody in your CRM, and if you don't know what CRM is, go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. If you have somebody who wants to sell their property, you call them every single week till they sell to you. Either, Jordan Belfort says this, and this is different context in wholesaling, but this is a good quote, and I think it's a quote everyone should know. You don't stop until he or she buys or dies. And that's always a funny quote. And Jordan Belfort is not doing the most above board things back then. But it's a funny movie quote because it's completely true for wholesaling. Unless the person sells or dies or tells me to get off their list, I keep talking to them. All right. Because statistically, over time, somebody is going to, even if the seller passes away, it's a probate lead for me. And so really nobody's ever off my list unless they explicitly tell me never contact me again, which I've rarely ever gotten, only because I've gotten really bad level offers. And this before I conditioned sellers. I'll tell you that's pretty much it. Or I've sold a house, right? And then I get rid of that lead. But like, honestly, when it comes to motivated sellers, you keep going until they sell the house to you or they die. And then that's a probate lead, right? So, like don't stop following up. And this is stuff your competition's not willing to do. That's going to lead you to wholesaling success. It drives me crazy, but it's the truth. Let's talk about number 3 here. All right. This is very important, but go fast and break things, right? That used to be the motto of Google. And this is a really important model. And this is a model I really love, but it's absolutely true. Mess up in wholesaling and just go fast and be faster than them. Because when you run a little hard sometimes, maybe you're going to trip a little, maybe you're going to stumble, but you're going to learn to keep going faster. And hey, you might break a couple stuff, but it's in that endeavor of going fast and just keep going after it that you're going to eventually become more successful. And so this is why in wholesaling real estate, you should completely understand this, that you are going to fail. You are absolutely going to fail at something. Getting a list with an appointment with a motivated seller, having any conversation with somebody, a bad cash buyer, a seller wanting to get out of the deal, title problem, and all this stuff, okay? Statistically, it's going to happen. Let's go back to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan actually made less than 50% of his shots. I think LeBron's at like a 50.1 average now. His average is up because he's been shooting less shots. But Michael Jordan, let's go LeBron. All right. LeBron had, I think, roughly 53% field goal percentage, which means he missed at least 47% of all of his shots. You could say he failed 47% of the time shooting shots. He failed 47% of the time. He must be terrible, right? Like that's not terrible. Like you look at golfers like Tiger Woods, in his heyday, right? Or like the Phil Mickelson or like any of these golfers. Do they win every single golf tournament? No. Race car, like they don't win every single one, but they're on the top so many times, it makes them great. And so wholesalers got to understand this, that like in this business, it's not about what your percentage is. It's just how many, it's how many bases you get. It's not about how many swings and misses you get. It's how many times you get on base, right? And the truth about this, it's not like boxing where it's all on the line, right? You get utterly embarrassed in front of the whole world and everyone sees it, right? Unlike boxing, if I go and box, professional boxer, I'm probably gonna get my lights knocked out. Okay. I'm not a professional fighter. Okay. That ain't me. All right. I love training it, but like a professional UFC guy is going to whoop my butt. Right. And the funny part about that is if I do that in a televised event, it's going to be on the internet forever that I got my butt whooped from somebody, right? Like It's the truth. The cool part is if I go to a seller or over the phone and it's not recorded or anything, and the seller outright embarrasses me, I sound crazy, I sound scared or nervous, and I just get destroyed. Here's the cool part. It's not on the internet forever. Maybe that seller know I said that, but in all actuality, they're not even going to remember who I was 2 months ago. Like 2 months from now, a year or two, 10 years, they're not even going to remember who I am. And so it doesn't really matter. But me getting knocked, my teeth kicked in, right, on a fight is going to be on the internet living up forever. Like epic fails, okay? And so this is why it's so imperative in wholesaling, because your record's not there publicly. Only your wins show up. Your losses never show up. Only your wins. So this is why in wholesaling real estate, you want to do as many fights as possible, because if you win, it's a win. If you lose, nobody sees the loss. That's the benefit of wholesaling. If you're a fighter and no one got to see your losses and only your wins, that's pretty cool. And it shows if you're getting no wins, that means you're probably not doing enough fights. And that's why it's really important, right? Spot number 2 here. Do what your competition is not willing to do. This is a big quote. I love this quote. This is actually an Inky Johnson quote, but it says, do what others won't to get results that others don't. Let me say that one more time. Do what others won't to get results that others don't. So if you want to get the results that other people are not doing, you have to do what they're not willing to do. So if you want to do, you get the money. So if other wholesalers are not making the money you want, you have to do what they're not willing to do. And this is really what the whole point of this thing today is, like, do what your competition isn't willing to do. Go the extra mile that they're not willing to do. I'll tell you, everybody watching this, you probably haven't pulled the fire damage property list. And I'm looking at everybody in the backstage watching me right now. I guarantee over 80% of the people watching backstage has not pulled the fire damage property list. I'm saying that nicely. I'm not saying that to call anybody out. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad, but because nobody can see who I'm talking to. But I would just guess out here that you haven't pulled the fire damage property list for the past month. Is that a bad thing? Am I trying to make you? No, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. Maybe you're doing another list. That's great, right? Like, hey, more power to you. But your competition also most likely isn't pulling the fire damage property list. And lo and behold, there's probably a deal there that you didn't want to do because it was too much work. Why don't people want to train basketball 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for 6 months straight to get ready for a season? Because it sucks. All right. Like, you're tired. Like that, it's just a lot. Like, can we do like two hours? Kobe Bryant did that. He worked out in high school 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for 6 months straight he called it the 6-6-6 approach, which I know is a terrible analogy to say. But like, that's his approach that he said. And so this is a quote from, I think Jordan did like 5-5-5. So I think that's why Kobe did the 6 thing. But I want to tell everybody the truth, because Kobe Bryant is on record from everybody saying that is actually his schedule he did. He found out probably 6 hours was perfect for working out. But like, nobody in their right mind, even a professional NBA player, would be willing to do that. Like, that's ridiculous. But sometimes you have to be crazy enough to do what other people aren't going to do to get the results. Okay. This is why Kobe's one of the greats, because he was willing to do something that you were not willing to do. In wholesaling, why was I able to get the results? Because I was willing to do the stuff that you're probably not willing to do. Why I haven't gotten to do this month? Because you probably didn't do the things that other people weren't willing to do. So I challenge everybody watching this, do something that you are uncomfortable. You know it's going to be a lot of work. You don't want to do. And one example I could tell you is you could probably pull the fire damage property list in an hour or two. In an hour or two. And if I look on everybody's phones watching right now, do you think I could find an hour or two of you dilly-dallying on your phone for an hour or two in a month? I probably can. All right, you can find it on me. Okay, I watched a video. I think I watched a video of sharks for 30 minutes today. Like, it's Sunday. Okay, guys, give me a break. It's Sunday. I watched like a video on sharks because I was doing some shark fishing. I was looking at some shark. I was like, it was pretty interesting, right? And I was looking like and I spent another 30 minutes looking at the history of this country because I thought it was interesting to go travel there. Like I spent an hour this weekend dilly-dallying on stupid stuff. Didn't make me any money. I'm a fan of history. I thought it was interesting. And so like I could have done that, but I got a team that does that, right? So like, go figure for me. But like I could probably find an hour or two for anyone watching this. All right. Like I could find it. That being said, if you use that energy you spent to do whatever you're going to do, all right, trying to do whatever challenges on TikTok onto the fire damage property list pulling challenge, you can do well. Heck, let me push it even further. If you watch this video on YouTube at 2x speed, you probably have an extra 45 minutes today to pull a list. And so for anybody, I still watch the videos, right? Give you education. And this is the videos that challenge you to go pull this list. But I challenge everybody to find an extra hour or two once a month, right? Let's do the math really quick, okay? Let's do the math so everybody can get it going. Let's call it 120 minutes, 30 days, 4 minutes a day. All right, 4 minutes a day. Get 4 less minutes of sleep every single day for a month. You'll get an extra 2 hours. All right, add it up. Pull the fire. Don't pull the fire damage property minutes for 4 minutes a day, but like find 4 minutes. All right, and tack it on. Okay, eat a little faster, like whatever you want. And I promise you, that extra 2 hours will get you an extra list that can help fight for you to get your first deal, your first 100K, right? Like you probably make $1 million for a fire damage property list, but like, why am I going hard on that list lately? Because I've been seeing, I had 3 young guns out here give me a $15,000, $18,000, and $7,000 deal, all from the fire damage property list. Just, it's happening. All right. I have 2 buddies that are firefighters. All right. They're working. All right. They don't sit in their butts all day. Like they don't sit back and do nothing all day. And if anyone's family members are firefighters, my heart goes out to them. It's a hard job. They're working. Okay. Like they're working. All right. They're not having an easy job. Like they're working hard. All right. And because I know they're working hard every single day, I know there's fire damage properties going on. I know it. And so as long as human beings will have properties go on fire, there'll be money in main wholesaling. All right. And that's all you really got to like seriously. Right. And so you just have to do what they're not willing to do. And I can rant on forever about this, but just do what your competition is not willing to do. All right. Get out of your dang comfort zone. Lastly, last but not least, if you want to beat your competition in wholesaling real estate, I can only give you one last sentence. All right. This is the easiest sentence of all time. This is a Steve Jobs quote. I've said this a billion cajillion times, but it's true. Simplicity scales, complexity fails. That is it. Simplicity scales, complexity fails. All right. And so I'm going to do some one-on-ones today. I can tell you, I get a lot of newbies out here that they start out. So this is for new wholesalers. You want to outsmart your competition. This is how you do it. You figure out what your competition is doing and just make it 30% better. Find out what they do and just make it 30% better. I could tell you that the top 3 richest human beings in the world use this approach. Probably top 5. Now, I don't know the exact list right now because they all change with the stock market fluctuations. Let me talk about 3 really quick. All right. Number 1, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos was not the first person to invent a bookstore online. He was not. He knew it was a thing. He had his own bookstore. He just made it better. He made the process so much more efficient. Boom. One of the richest people in the world, right? You learn Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk. I want everybody to understand this about Elon Musk. Love or hate him. First of all, he didn't invent Tesla. He never even founded Tesla. He didn't even come up with the name Tesla. You know that? I hope you guys know that he did not even come up with Tesla. He didn't start electric cars out of his garage. He didn't do that. All right. Like he actually either went to the company and bought it, or like he started working on the company after they were like a thing for a couple of years, right? Like he just went on there and then made the company better. Boom, right? He bought Twitter, right? Like just letting you know, like he didn't invent the electric car, right? Now we look at the richest man in the world, Bernard Arnault Louis Vuitton Don. All right. He's the owner of Louis Vuitton, all that great stuff. He didn't find he wasn't the founder of Louis Vuitton. He didn't found that company. Are you kidding me? He took it over in a hostile takeover in the 80s and then made it way better. All right. He like burnt, like you look, study this guy, he's crazy. He burnt Louis Vuitton. Like he legit burnt half the merchandise to make it more scarce, to charge more money, and made him more in cash. All right. Guys, if you ever, oh God, I hate to say this. I sound like a rich pig saying this, but like if you ever like walk by, so I was in Miami a month ago. There's the Miami Design District, right? You know, take out the family, make them feel good, make sure they get the fancy stuff. I could care less about it, right? And I was like, why are there lines outside of like Gucci, Louis? Like this is like the preppy part of Miami, right? I like Miami, but like not that part, right? But you know, Heat game there. You know, we don't talk about that. But I didn't go to the Heat game there, but like there's Heat games there, all the rich people, right? And so it's kind of funny how they do it. And this is really fascinating. They're the richest guy in the world. This is what he does. When the pandemic happened, I shouldn't say that word, panoramic happened, because of everyone had to wear masks and stuff. There was lines to go out of like Louis Vuitton. That's the guy's company, right? And he made lines because only 2 people at a time, don't spread anything, right? That's fine. And then when it ended, he found out sales boosted like crazy because of that. You know why? Because it was like, dang, there's a line. And because I have to wait 30 minutes to go buy my Louis Vuitton, I spent 30 minutes waiting in line. I better buy something. And so everyone walking in there like bought something because they had to wait 30 minutes and they had to go. It was like a club, right? Like you're behind the club. Ooh, like I'm waiting in line for 30 minutes. I spent 30 minutes in the club. I'm going to go, purchase money and buy things, right? And so they started doing that. Now if you go outside of Gucci or Louis Vuitton, which is stupid, don't ever do it. I think I got an Old Navy shirt today, but like you don't see. I'm not a man with the fancy stuff. I'll tell you. I don't brag about it, but like the rental properties that I have, that and the wholesaling money I got, like that's the biggest flex I got. But there's no piece of Louis Vuitton that's worth more than my rental properties. But what I could tell you is you have to wait 30 minutes, and it's crazy. But like, because he started just making Louis Vuitton better, made it even crazier. And so like you look at the richest people of all time, they go and they do the like they don't invent the wheel. They take something and make it better, right? And so look at Steve Jobs. He took the smartphone, he had Blackberries and like the touch pads, and like he's like, all right, we are going to, he didn't invent the screen phone, right? He didn't invent it. He's like, we're going to make it better. That's it. So take somebody's wholesaling business, anybody you want. You don't have to use mine. Take someone's random business and say, how do I simplify that and make it better? Apple sells like 6 things, all right? Like there's not like like it's just simple. Okay. You simplify it. So simplify your marketing, find your list, your channels, and just simplify the process. Once I simplified my wholesaling business, I made more money. List, channel, marketing schedule, and then follow-ups, contracts, selling the content. Like I made it a pretty simple process that made me the most money. And so honestly, guys and gals, that was the 10 tips. If you want to outsmart your competition in wholesaling real estate, that's what you have to do. And I'm telling everybody, if you want to outsmart your competition, also, you got to learn what to do, right? Like if you don't know what to do, you ain't going to do well, right? So I tell everybody, go to freewholesaling.com to learn exactly how to get into wholesaling real estate. If you're brand new, you don't know what wholesaling is, like you want to get started in this business, go to freewholesaling.com. It is the best website for it. We've revamped some stuff. We're constantly editing it and stuff like that. And also thing I was working on today too. But like freewholesaling.com, it's a free wholesaling course. It'll teach you everything you need to know from A to Z, the entire wholesaling real estate process. So let's answer some questions, see how I can help the people out. And if you got questions, love to answer them. And yeah, I want to help you become the best wholesaler you possibly can be. So let's answer some questions here. Facebook user says, when you're uncomfortable, that means you're getting out of your comfort zone and growth is taking place. Comfort is a dream killer. Can't agree more. 100%. Let's see here. This is a good one too. Be aware of your competition and notice when they get good results. Be aware of them. Don't care. But yeah, is that 8K, bro? I think the live streams are HD, but it's a 8K feed. So yeah, it's 8K downsampled on here. So yeah, so Sorry, guys. I was supposed to go on. I think I was a little late to the live stream. I hope everyone knows I'm usually always late to live streams because I always schedule meetings till the live stream. And it's always 10 minutes. Oh, it's always 10 minutes. You know, I had one where I was hopping off a live stream and someone's like, oh, on top of that, you know that deal we're going to get? You know, we're trying to make, 80K on this flip. We have a lien someone put on the house. I'm like, what? And then like I got to fix it in 10 minutes, then boom, live stream, right? I got to get better at scheduling. But I'm running a lot of crazy stuff right now and cash is coming in, so I don't mind it, right? And I love live streams, right? Like if I did one live stream a week, I'd be on top of it. But like, do you guys want me to do one live stream a week? No, right? That's stupid. They don't help the people out. They don't make the gurus uncomfortable, right? And so, yeah. Oh my gosh. And so, I think he said, yeah, Elvis is late sometimes. No big deal. It ain't wholesaling. So, let's see here. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's go out here and see what else we had. So I got some nice drip. I don't got the drip. All right. Like I just want to help the people out, and that's all I can do. All right. I saw Ant-Man yesterday, though. I'll tell you that I like that movie. Some people say they don't like it. I liked it. All right. I think it was a good one. So I don't say anything else about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it was a good movie. I'm Jamaican. Love it. From Jamaica. We've had some wholesalers do some deals in Jamaica. So hardworking people. There's a lot. I've had a lot of people work on deals. Immigrants from Jamaica because I'm in Florida. And Florida, besides Puerto Rico in the United States, is pretty much the closest place to Jamaica you can get like climate-wise. And Jamaicans are always super hard workers. And I know some Jamaicans that wholesale, or Jamaican Americans. Do you put them? Yeah, Jamaican Americans. But yeah, hard workers, and use that hard work in wholesaling. You're gonna be good, right? Let's see here. Vernon says, Zach, do you have a video explaining the best way to create a real estate LLC for wholesalers? There's a lot of ways. If you look how to create an LLC in state, just got to make an LLC. Like I made an LLC when I was 18 years old and I didn't pay for any service. Like there's wholesalers out here that like charge affiliate links and stuff to like make an LLC for like $3,000. I saw that. I was like, what? I was like, what? It cost me $150 to start my LLC. $150. And I think $150 a year after that. The state of Florida, right? Other states are cheaper. Some are more expensive. But I know California is crazy expensive, but like, you just being honest, like, so you want to learn how to make an LLC? All you really got to do, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not saying that, but like, I clicked a couple buttons at 18, looked at some tutorials. The government just wants their money, right? And what Florida does is you put a name, and you got to make sure the name doesn't match anyone else's name. You're the registered agent. If it's an LLC, your name's on there, right? So it'd be Vernon Blue. And you go, and then you file for an EIN, and then you go get that EIN back, and then you go to the bank, you open up a bank account, and pretty much in business, pay your taxes, people. I spent 2 hours this week on one company, not even for wholesaling. 2 hours on I'm doing some crazy rentals. I don't want to get into it on this video right now, but I'm doing some crazy creative finance rental stuff on some huge swath of deals right now. And we're making like separate LLCs for all of them. And 2 hours, my accountant gets paid a lot of money per hour to just advise me. All right. No bookkeeper, none of this stuff, just to advise me on how to create the LLCs and the property management companies the right way for it. Depreciation, all this stuff. All right. Like I can go deep in the woods with it. All right. And this stuff I don't talk about. What's the point? But like, it's crazy. All right. And so, those are some answers. I'll answer one more and then we'll get to the one-on-ones. I put the StreamYard link on here. So if you're watching this, go to the Zach Ginn YouTube channel and the StreamYard link will be on there. I'll tell everybody. So if you're watching this, I recommend everybody hops on the comments of the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. If you're watching this from Wholesaling Houses for Real, I added Wholesaling House for Real on this one. I've never allowed them on here, but I want to allow one live stream where everybody on here. I always want to remind people on the Wholesaling Houses for Real YouTube channel. It's like, hey guys, you're missing out. Go to the Zach and YouTube channel. I drop videos all the time. I tell everybody the video I dropped. I don't want to give a shameless plug, but make sure everyone's subscribed to my YouTube channel. Yesterday on the Zach and YouTube channel, I did a video. It takes just 20 hours to change your life in wholesaling. And I explained how to use 20 hours a week to get your first deal and make over 100K. That's exclusively for the Zach and YouTube channel. And on the Ginn YouTube channel, he actually does live streams too every Monday. And so I want everybody watching this to understand that, like, if you are only on the Facebook group and you're not, subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? So Zach and YouTube channel go live Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern. On the Ginn YouTube channel, my dad Rick, he goes lives on on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern. And I think he's coming over my place. We're doing one thing on the studio, so he might come here, actually live stream in my studio tomorrow. That might be kind of cool. I might hop and say hi. Actually, I don't even want to be here, but like he'll be on here, so it'd be kind of cool too. But you can only subscribe to his YouTube channel to see it. So yeah. So let's answer the one question and let's get into it. So yeah. Irv Gotti Boss says, I don't even know where to start my life. So I don't like the FML. That's not good. Let's cut that out. All right. I want everybody to know this. Let's cut negativity out of our lives. All right. Being negative in any situation will never get us anywhere. All right. And as some people say, I know this, but it's like everyone's like, oh, I'm not being negative. I'm being real. And Gary Vee says this, but it's always funny. He's like, I'm not being negative. I'm being real. And Gary says, real negative. That's what you're being, right? You're being real negative. And that's where a lot of people are, like, I'm keeping it real. You're keeping it real negative. All right. Cut the negativity. All right. We need to have a positive mindset, positive thought of what we're doing today. All right. And so you don't even know where you want to start. Bro. Look at the thing scrolling on the bottom right now. All right. You see that? It's called freewholesaling.com. It is a $7,000 wholesaling course I'm giving to you 100% for free. No cost, nothing. 100% for free. So you want to get started on this journey, hop on, do the one-on-ones. Streamer link is on here. You can talk to me and love to help the people out. So let's talk to people. Let's see how I can help everybody out. First guy on here, we got Mir. Mir, how are you doing today, man?
Hey, man. How's it going?
I'm blessed. What's up? How can I help you out today?
First of all, I just want to say I talked to Rick Friday for the very first time. I love that. And ever since that day, I was looking forward to talk to you. I know you're.
It took you so long to talk to him, man.
Sorry?
What took you so long to talk to him?
Oh, I just discovered you guys like 2 weeks ago.
The algorithm got you too late, man.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I agree on that one.
Hey, no big deal, man.
I've been reading on wholesaling since I was 9. I'm 21 right now. I've been reading on it since I was 19. And I can tell you, nobody has ever given this much value for free without asking for any money up front. I appreciate you guys for that. And not only that, I also want to say you're legit I aspire to be maybe, I mentioned this to Rick before, I aspire to be like maybe just a very small fraction of what you've achieved. You're like 2 years older than me. And this is just like, what you're doing here is like a big inspiration, like for everyone who's like in our generation. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, if you just make 10% of the money I make by the time you're 23, you'd be in the multiple six figures. So just think about that for a second. Yeah. All right. So like, you don't have to be me, but if you just take like a good small portion, you're going to make six figures. All right. So it's like, you're good. You're good, man. What's up? How can I help you out? What's stopping you from getting rich in wholesaling? Let's get straight to it.
I fell into the trap of doing on-market deals, and I got one under contract, a vacant lot. I know you guys have been, especially Rick, have been like.
I remember that. I was eating dinner. I was listening.
Oh, you were watching that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you already know what's happening, but sorry,
you were debating it for like a little bit with him. He went like for like 20 minutes or something. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, just tell them to do off market. All right. So what's the situation? How'd that go on? I don't remember exactly, but
It's
tell me.
It's under contract, and it's
Okay.
in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I don't know whether this is one of the questions that I wanted to ask you as well. I don't know if it's a hot market. I don't know if it's a good market. But I contacted some buyers. I email blasted. I used the two different versions of ad copy. I called cash buyers and list REI. Some of them didn't answer, and when the others that do answer, they they say, "Oh, let me look at it," and then I text them the address, and then they ghost me. And it's been listed for 120, and I got it under for 87. Property assessors the property appraisal's website says it's worth 160, and a comp right next to it has been sold for 115, 115, which is even
Yeah.
smaller than that.
Mir, I'm being honest. I don't care about that info. Let me tell you about the one piece of information I care about. All right. Are you an expert with vacant land wholesaling?
No.
I kind of am. I'm not the best with it, right? And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what I would do. So how many people exactly have ghosted you when you sent the contract?
I think like 5, 6.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
All right. Guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna call them up and say, "Hey, I sent you the address. What happened?" And they'll tell you why they didn't want to buy it. And then you're gonna figure out what the problem is. I can tell you the secret. When you can't sell a real estate deal, it's because of two things. Two things. Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
Which
It's
one do
not
you
a
think
good
it is?
deal. The number is not high enough, or the other one,
Property's too expensive, or
or I didn't call anybody.
you haven't talked to enough buyers.
Yeah.
So if you talk to 7, my best guess, this is a guess, right? Like statistically, you probably have it locked up for too high. And either it's too high because the property is too rural, like too crazy out there, which I don't know about Fayetteville, it's decent. Or maybe it's just needs too much, it's too expensive to build on it, which means your pricing needs to be lower. But dude, heck, I could be guessing, right? Talk to this. Did you call any of those people that ghosted you?
One of them texted me. So what happened was I called them, and I tell them, "Oh, I'll text you the address," and then they come back to me by text, not by phone. And they were like, "Oh, there's a creek that's running down it," and he said that's gonna be a problem.
Okay, that's one. Let's talk to 6 more.
Oh, the other 6?
Get to
Okay.
the bottom of it, man.
They don't answer.
Call them on a different phone number.
Okay.
You gotta get creative, man.
Yeah.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
I'm just wondering, should I drop this and focus on other things, or?
Bro, what did I tell you? Call them on different phone numbers.
Okay.
And then call the title companies and see if they have any buyers.
The title company that I'm working on right now? I'm
Yes,
working
ask them.
with
Have you asked them?
I didn't know I can do that.
Why not?
Yeah.
They want to make money on this deal too, right?
Okay.
On top of that too, dude, I can go on and on and on for this, man. Like I can dispo any deal. Why don't you go out here and call MLS sold properties on, you can go to listarea.com and do this, on vacant land in Fayetteville in that zip code for the past year or two, and realtors up and see if they have buyers. Vacant land realtors. Call them up. Realtors shouldn't be ghosting you.
I understand.
There's zero excuse, right? And you're going to figure out what it is on it, man.
Yeah.
If I could make money on a piece of lot, there's a price that I'd be willing to buy it for, right?
Yeah.
So that's the point, man. So do what most wholesalers aren't willing to do, which is that stuff. Then get back.
Yeah, I have some more questions.
Keep it up, man. There's more money in the off-market real estate, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I got that after the last live. And I saw you dropped a video on that today too, or was it yesterday? Are there any niches in vacant lots, or is it just vacant lots? I know there's infill, but like, are there any niches like fire damage?
You're dealing with the biggest struggle of vacant lots. Finding buyers. It's easy to lock up vacant lots. That's a joke, man. It's easy. The hard part is finding the buyer. That's the like you. It's right. So there's struggle with every list. There's struggle getting the property under contract, and then selling it's kind of easy. Or there's a struggle. There's easy getting a deal locked up, and the struggle selling it. It's like you got to pick your struggle, man.
Okay. Let's say I do reach out to the buyers and they do give me a reason why it's too expensive. If I want to recall the realtor and tell him I want a price deduction, how can I identify which price that
No,
would
no,
be?
no, 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 man. We don't do that. All right. We got to do it the smart way. All right. We work smart up in here. All right. I don't tell a seller that can we do a price reduction. I don't do that. I go to the buyer. All right. Hey, Mr. Buyer, why can't you buy it? It's too much. What price works for you? 10 grand. Okay. Hey, Mr. Seller, talk to my partner, Jeff, whatever your buyer's name is. Unfortunately, because of reason cash buyer gave me, Creek, what, blah, 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 whatever, right? Make sure you get the legit reason though. We got to buy this property at $7,000. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's where we're at. I can send you over the change on it, but because of these problems, this is where we're at.
Okay, got it.
With authority, people respect it a lot more.
Because one of the buyers did tell me my buy box is 25 for Fabo. I can't do it. Sorry.
Get a price and then reverse it from there.
Okay. And last question. How do I add in my I have an LLC in North Carolina, so I guess my market's in North Carolina. How do I identify the hottest market there? Or is there none?
You're already in Fayetteville, man.
It's good, right? I'm in Canada right now. I don't know anything about North Carolina.
Fayetteville, bro. Do you know J. Cole?
Yeah.
That's where he's from. Cole World.
Oh, okay, perfect.
He's in Fayetteville. So like, if J. Cole thinks it's cool, I think it's fine, right?
Yeah, it should be.
You're just going off the vacant. Go after the properties, man. Where in Canada are you in right now?
I'm in Ontario.
Where in Ontario?
It's a city called Burlington.
Burlington?
Yeah.
Is that where in Ontario? West, east?
South.
South.
Kinda.
Burlington.
Yeah.
Ontario. Let me see where you're at. All right. Bro. Dang it. All right. You're on the east part.
Dude, by the time I graduate, I don't want to.
Burlington's east, bro. What are you talking about? South?
Yeah, like it's in the.
South would be like Long Point.
Is it not in the lower part?
Bro, do you know your.
I guess not.
Is Windsor? Is Windsor in Ontario?
Hey man, I'm new to Canada too, so I'm not too
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. You're by Toronto. You
Yeah.
can actually wholesale in Canada on the west part by Detroit
Mm-hmm.
and like London, Windsor area. You can actually wholesale there. Those are actually decent markets. I don't know how far that is from you. Those are actually good markets to wholesale too in Canada.
Is it not very different though from the legal?
It's completely different.
Yeah.
But you can wholesale real estate there because it's the closest to the United States. It's like a mini Michigan.
Okay. You guys are teaching the U.S., so I'm gonna.
Bro, I've taught a lot of Canadians to make money in Canada.
Oof.
And I've done one deal in Canada because I know some Canadians that do well there, and they kind of use my practices. So could be something interesting too.
Could be.
I got no money to make off it. I'm just telling you the truth. But Burlington, I'd probably do virtual right now.
I just want to get my first one under my belt, man.
Get it going, man. Off-market properties.
All right. Perfect.
All right. Keep it up, man. Appreciate it. All right. Lemuel?
Yo, what's up, Sag?
Chicago, what's up?
Man, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while, dude. What's up? How can I help you out?
So, okay, I'm looking at my monitor. Okay, so hey, man, it's been a while. I know I've been gone for a while, but man, I teamed up with my own cousin and we became partners and we've been grinding. I've stayed disciplined, and we just been following orders, So I'm here to say that we got our first deal on the contract. We're gonna assign it to a buyer pretty soon, and hopefully we can get to the closing table pretty soon. We plan on closing like around March 22 if we get the buyer we want. But I just had a couple questions. how would you go about vetting like our buyers? You know, because I know you've mentioned before saying that we have to vet them before we send out information.
All right. Well, I'll tell you the truth. First of all, when I talk to someone every week and they ghost me, I don't see them anymore. I assume they either quit, they stopped, or they put their head down, they started grinding. You put your head down and started grinding. So I'm gonna give a shout out to you first. All right.
Hey,
Like,
but I
you
couldn't
stopped
do it
asking
without
questions, you just went to work.
Yeah, but I couldn't do it without my cousin. We worked on it together.
Of
So
course.
you know,
Y'all
was
put
all
the work in though.
we
I love
really
it, man.
did. We've been dialing nonstop, calling nonstop. So I went ghost for a bit, but I didn't give up. That's for sure.
I love it, man.
So
You're not a quitter. You and your
I
cousin.
really do
Shout out to them
appreciate
too,
you.
or her. But usually I tell everyone just go to freelson.com. It's there. But because you've been grinding too hard, let me just tell you what to do right now, so you can get back to grind mode. All right.
Yes, perfect.
Please. Ask your cash buyer these questions. All right. And I want everyone to watch this. You can do this too, right? Number one, this is really simple. Just get a proof of funds. Show me proof in your bank account you got the money. I don't want a hard proof of funds. So you're looking for what we call a cash buyer, right?
Yeah, cash buyer.
I'm not looking for a hard money buyer. I'm not looking for a loan buyer. I'm looking for a cash buyer, which means the buyer has cash, like cash. All right. Like I don't care you have a line of credit or your uncle's got $30,000 in a cash is in the bank account. If it's not, pretty simple, right? If your name isn't on the proof of funds, I don't care about it. Okay.
Okay.
So if I give you a proof of, if you know, my name's Ginn. If I give you a proof of funds from, Maple Oak Ventures, and you look up Maple Oak Ventures and it says that John Smith owns that company, you better call me out and say, it looks like you're not the owner of the company. Can you show me proof you're the owner? And I say, that's private information. No, we're not doing that. All right. Number two, this is pretty simple. I just don't want you to get screwed on your deal. Number two, how many properties have you bought in the past year? 365 days. Okay. This is an important question to ask. I bought 5. This is how I know if someone's a liar or not. Oh, you bought 5? Tell me the last 2 you bought. Give me the addresses. I'd love to know where your buy box is. 143 Main Avenue and 142 Main Street, whatever. Look up who bought it. Yep, it was him. His deed, or no, it's another dude that bought it. That's not his address. Something's up here. Dude, a fake buyer is going to screw you so bad on the deal because they're going to throw it on Zillow, they're going to throw it on Craigslist, and they're going to email it to all the it's bad, man. And this is how you're going to figure it out, right? And a good cash buyer will tell you this. And last but not least, there's other all right, so hey, are you okay using my title company? But like at the core of it, most cash buyers deal with, that's not a problem. The last one's really important is, are you okay with me making an assignment fee on the deal? Are you okay if you made $100,000 on this? I would have a problem if you made over $15,000 on this. I don't want to deal with you. Screw you, right? Screw you.
Right.
Dude, as a guy that does $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 assignment fees, I don't want to deal with that, all right? That could screw me up. A cash buyer that wants to limit how much money I can make, I don't want to deal with you, right? And then there's other questions. You go to freelson.com. They're all in there. But like, are you okay using my title company? You good going on the walkthrough? Don't talk to the stuff like that. But if you ask legitimately those basic 4 questions, it's going to be almost next to impossible to get screwed on a deal. Almost impossible.
Okay, great. Because I've been kind of, I guess a little scared to, send out the information because, I'm afraid of, them taking it and all that stuff. But it is obviously under contract. We opened escrow already with the title company. Everything's already good to go. But I've had buyers hit me up wanting more information. And I had this buyer, he had hard money, but I wasn't really sure like if I could give him information, because obviously you're saying no to hard money. So that's a big red flag, right? To hard money.
Yeah. Dude, no, because they have to get approved from somebody else.
Right.
And what if they don't approve it and then you're screwed out of the deal, right?
Perfect. Okay, great.
Cash buyer, no, I'm buying it cash, right? Boom.
Okay. All right, man. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to let you know, I'm still out here. I'm still grinding. I'm still following orders, so I really do appreciate you and your dad for whatever you guys do. I'm not gonna stop now, so I'll let you know. I'm definitely gonna hop on with my cousin, and we're gonna let you know if we end up closing or not, God willing. So we'll
Appreciate it,
definitely.
man. Hope for your success.
Thank
And just
you.
understand, man, I tell you those questions not because it makes me feel good. It's because I've had a lot of cash buyers try to screw me, and hearing a lot of stories and going with hundreds of thousands of students.
Mhm.
Every single time, if you ask those questions legitimately, you're not going to get screwed on a deal. It's when you omit one of those questions that you can't get screwed. It would break my heart to see you get screwed out of a deal like that. That you worked so hard finding the seller, and for you just to give up on like one question and screw everything up, it's not worth it. And so, from the bottom of my heart, please ask those questions. Get close. Use that same level of grind you did with the sellers with your cash buyers, and you'll sell that deal. You and your cousin, man.
Man, thank you, Sag. I appreciate you, man, for everything. I'll keep you updated for sure. Thank you so
Keep
much.
it up, man. I believe in you.
Thank you. I will. Have a great night, guys. Thank you. Bye, Zach.
Oh, guys, he's a grinder. I love it. Grinding all my life. I'm telling you, this is what it takes to become successful. Wholesalers out here that don't want to go out here, work hard. This is what this business is all about. It's hard work. It's dedication. It's not easy. All right. This is not a easy business for someone looking to get rich quick. It's a business. If you work hard, you'll do very well. And so let's answer some more questions here. We got Destino.
Yo, what up, Zach?
Wow. What's up, man? How can I help you out?
Chilling. Hey, so I've been searching in Alachua, and I've gotten pretty good like pulling lists and actually getting them to respond to my requests. My thing is like when I'm looking for buyers, I'm not seeing too much interest in Alachua, especially like if I do the last 30-day sales there, like on
Spell that
Zillow.
for me.
Gainesville, Alachua County.
Oh, Alachua.
Alachua, my bad. I'm from New York.
Bro, you don't sound like a local.
Bro.
Alachua.
Alachua. That. So yeah, I don't know. Like I posted in an investor group, like just wondering like if there's any interest in Alachua. I haven't really Alachua. Yo, you gotta work with me. But I haven't really gotten too much of a response as far as Alachua goes. And I think I'm getting more of a response as far as them being interested in Marion, Polk, and Volusia. I'm wondering if I should pivot. You know what I mean? I just don't want to like waste my time. But I'm really good at pulling the records there, and I got contacts there already and all that. And so I don't know. That's one question.
Let me hook you up. All right, let me help you out.
Holla.
First of all, in Alachua, your buyers are mostly going to buy in Gainesville. There's some areas there that they'll buy. They'll also buy in what we call Marion County, which is the county south of it. That's where Ocala is going to be.
That's what I'm seeing.
So that's going to be where you're going to be at, okay? Alachua, it's a good market, man. I just didn't do it well when I was in college because I was stupid, but I'll do it again. What I can tell you is, first of all, I actually know, this is the honest truth, man. I've helped last 365 days. I've helped 3 University of Florida students get their first deal. In their dorm room, bro. In their dorm room. Okay? Nice. One in Fletcher Hall, one in Broward, and then the other, I don't know where the other guy was. All right? I don't even know the halls they're at, all right? I've been in every single hall you have, all right? I know exactly what hall they're in, the dorms they were in, all right? Stupid internet and terrible food. All right? So I could tell you, there's buyers, man.
All right.
And this is going to be really simple, man. Cash buyers. There's usually 2 types of cash buyers. Do you know the 2 types of cash buyers?
Oh yeah, like the big shots.
What are they?
And then you got
Tell me, what are the 2 types of cash buyers?
Yeah, you got the big shots, right? The ones that like buy a whole lot. No?
Nope.
I know about
cash
the
buyers
ones at the seminar.
Buy a property for reasons. Number 1, to buy it and rent it out.
Oh yeah.
Or to buy it and flip it. All right. So let's talk about these 2. All right. If I want to buy a property, renovate it, and rent it out, what am I going to do? I'm going to probably list the property for rent, right? I'm going to list it for rent.
I just started calling it for rents. That's funny.
So cold call the 4 rents, bro. That's
Mhm.
it. Cold call the
And
4 rents.
you know, funny thing you say that is because one of the first guys that I called from a property management company, he's like, "Oh yeah, we got the whole thing here on Smash, basically the whole block on UF." He's like, "Oh yeah, and we got right of first refusal for a couple of these and all that." I felt like he was just trying to intimidate me. I was like, he's trying to intimidate me. Like, I don't really think that holds a lot of water, right?
He doesn't. You don't want to get by the college. Like, I mean, by the college is okay, but like anything within this, like a quarter mile, that's student house. That's not good wholesaling. All right, like that's not the best.
Ah, I see.
What I can honestly tell you, bro, is Gainesville's more than that college, right? And the college is big there, but like, dude, if I'm gonna buy it and rent out the property, bro, all right, and I buy it and rent out the property, I'm going to list it for rent on Zillow, Craigslist, like all these places, right? Even on the market sometimes. So cold call the 4 rents, cold call the on-market real estate for rent, and then just find the buyer and then cold call that buyer from there, reverse engineer it.
Yeah, I just started doing that. I got I was telling you the other day, I got a water shut off list with like 2,000, but it went back a little bit. I went as far as like November. I think now that's probably a little bit too back.
Yeah, get all the active ones, but let's get back to cash buyers, man.
Yeah,
you haven't called all of them, so you'll call basically all the landlords there.
Yeah,
it's pretty simple, man, right? And so that's easy. And then you go to listarea.com, right? And then from there, dude, you kidding me? All you really got to do is find all the flippers tab, then cold call the flippers, and you'll get through all of it, man. Like, dude, that's easy.
All right.
And so the people that flip properties, they bought it for cash on YouTube, like PropStream or listarea.com. It's easy, man.
I'm going the other route because I don't have I'm on a limited budget
right 4
now.
rents, bro.
Yeah. I'm doing that. I'm doing that, and I'm doing like just like.
Well, how many 4 rents have you called this week in Alachua?
No, not enough. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Do it, man.
But I know that that's what I need to do moving forward. You know
Destino, do me a favor. I got one really good cash buyer right now. He 2 years ago, he asked to go on the podcast, and I was like, I don't know if he's legit or not. And so I asked him, I'm like, you know what? Send me the last 50 deals he bought. About 50. I think he bought 40 deals in like 2019, all cash, and flipped them himself. And I was like, whoa. And he was legit. And he was a buyer on a lot of deals I help people out on. If you DM me, I will send you his name, and you can add him to your list.
All
right.
On IG or here?
Do Facebook.
Facebook.
He's a great buyer there.
So
I know he's looking for more deals.
Zach Ginn on Facebook.
He's not going to be the guy you're going to make a ton of money off, but he's definitely a guy that is reliable.
Bet that sounds good. I would appreciate that. I'm gonna hit you on Zach Ginn at on the Facebook tip, right?
Facebook.
Yeah. So that was one thing. I'm gonna make it quick. I'm using True People Search, right? My thing is like,
bro, the 4 rents, the numbers, right?
No. I'm talking about just now. Now I'm moving forward to like when I'm calling the list, my water shut off, right? Lost my train of thought a little bit here, but basically it's like, okay, I'm finding that I'm a little slow at it, you know what I'm saying, just because I know how to do it. So like I'll go through I'll find if I don't hit the first number, the wireless, I'll try the other line, then I'll try the second line that I see there, and then if I don't find that, sometimes I feel like maybe I just got to hit the reverse address so that I can make sure I find the right owner, just in case I'm calling the wrong owner. And am I doing too much there, or should I just make a quick call the first 2 or 3 numbers and keep it pushing?
Just do all the wireless you have on there, and then keep pushing from there. That's what I'd say.
I'm also doing the bull method, like where I'm going to Facebook, looking them up, and then hitting them up.
Too, man.
Yeah. I'm doing all that. So, all right, cool. All right, so I guess
check out the free Google voice dialer I have too. It's at freeholding.com.
Oh, really? A voice dialer? It works
really well.
I'm using Google.
You haven't been through it, man.
Well, but I'm using Google Voice as it is.
There's a free dialer you can use with Google Voice. Oh, you have to set it up. It's in freeholding.com.
Wow, I watch all your. I must have missed that one because I watch most of your videos, dude.
Go through it, man.
Yeah,
it's there.
And then
I had to go revamp all of freeholding.com this weekend, so I know it's there.
All right, cool. Thank you. And then when I'm conditioning virtually, if they ask me like, oh yeah, but before you come to the house, why don't you give me a range how much you're gonna pay? Because you're gonna come lowball me, then we shouldn't even have the meeting. Say for instance that comes up, that objection. Can I say, hey, the whole car thing? Just say, hey,
It's
it's
car
like
thing, man.
all right, cool. And another thing is, right? So yesterday, I was on the phone with an older gentleman, and his son was kind of like, there was like a little bit of an issue with the son. I could tell. I asked him if there was a little bit of an issue there, or if I should speak to the son, and he was like, "No, I got it." I was like, "Okay," but I could sense that there was tension. When, long story short, he was like, "I'm not going lower than 100,000," and he didn't hang up. So I stood on the phone and I'm listening. The son is like, "They're gonna shop your contract around." I didn't know how to handle that, but I had the nerve, the audacity to get on the line and tell him, no, I'm not going to shop your contract around. If I can close on it, I will. Did I handle that?
Somebody to do that or not? You
Sorry?
condition to sell them and you give them the offer. Just condition them, man. That's all you can do.
So, like, how do you handle that objection if somebody says, are you going to wholesale my property? And, in my situation, I can't close. I can only wholesale.
I'm trying to answer it. So you say, are you going to wholesale my property? Well, me and my partner is going to buy it for cash. So theoretically, I won't be wholesaling it if I give it to my partner. I mean, possibly I can get under contract and assign it to him. But remember, when we purchase properties, we'll assign it either into a rental LLC. We might put it into our flipping LLC. It's going to be assigned, but I don't know what LLC to put it in yet, because we obviously have to bring our people through, get quotes, and figure out what we're going to do. So if you have to put me to, am I going to assign it or not assign it? I'm going to probably lean to assigning it. Maybe we're just keeping it in a holding company. But I got to figure out if this is going to be a good rental property for us or a house to flip. But until we can actually look at it and get quotes on it, I'm not going to know what to do.
Thank you. When you come across rental properties, right? I've been trying to figure out like a 10 cap for them at the bare minimum. For the pricing, are you aiming for like a 8% and then adding appreciation, or just 10 and then hoping that
I lowball and don't care.
Don't even worry. Okay.
Bro, just lowball.
All right. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it.
Simplify it, man.
All right.
Appreciate it, bro. Keep it up.
All right. You too. Thank you.
Make sure you DM me. And if I don't, make sure you let me know, because I am stupid sometimes. So come on Tuesday and put it in the private chat.
Thank you. Sometimes I try getting on the live during the weekdays, but what happens is that when you guys get on, I end up having to leave to pick up my son at school. So you know what I'm saying? That's what
no worries, man.
All right. Nice talking. Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Boom. Awesome, guys. So I'm telling you, if you want to go out here in wholesaling and get rich and make a lot of money, get the knowledge right. If you want to get the knowledge right, go below here, freelson.com, and I'll show you everything you need to know about wholesaling real estate. So Rick will be on here 5 p.m. on his Rick Ginn YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to him. I want to give a love and support to everybody who just hit 30,000 subscribers on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. It means my whole entire heart, my world, that you guys give me love and support. And I want to give it back to the community. So I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Appreciate it. This is Zach Ginn.